caindo.
Hey everybody, this is Rip Sean. I'm going to be going over an add-on today called Pawn. Pawn is a great add-on for picking the best gear for your class and spec. A lot of people just plug it and go. That's great when leveling, not so great when you're level 100 and you just got a new piece of gear and can't decide which is best. First, let's find out how to install, where to find it, and how to install it. Go to curse.com or WoW interface and search Pawn add-on. Since I'm already on Curse, we're just going to go to the search bar here. Go to Pawn. Curse is making sure I'm not a robot, so that's good. Once here, you'll see 3 different add-ons with the name Pawn in it. You just want the one that says Pawn. Click the Pawn. You'll go to the web page on Curse. Tells you all about the add-on. Tells you 2 different ways you can install it. You can do it manually or via Curse client. We'll just do this via Curse client. Give it 3 seconds to install here. Once it's installed, it'll install. As you can tell, I've installed it a couple times here. Now once it's installed, you can close your Curse client. You can close your that out. Open up your game. Once inside your game, I'll go over what you have to make sure that it's working properly. Okay, now that we're inside the game, you're going to go down to add-ons here in the bottom corner here. Just click on the add-ons. Go through all your add-ons that you have. Make sure Pawn is checked and that all out-of-date add-ons are checked. Click OK. Enter World. Okay, once you're in the game, you can either go through your character screen and select the Pawn button right here, or you can go /PAWN and it'll open up the Pawn interface. As you can see, it'll always open up on the value scale here, value tab. You can go to the scale tab, which you can rename any scales that you've made personally. You can rename it. You can delete it if it's an old one or you no longer use it. You can change the color of it, which will appear at the bottom. You can import a scale, which I'll be going over later. You can export a scale. You can copy, make a new one with empty or default. These are the values that you're going to be going over. These are the values that you'll be getting from the way I do it. This is a compare tab. So you would take an item that you just got, place it here, and it'll compare it to the item that you already have. So let's try that. These are the items I have in my bags. So let's go with this weapon here. We'll throw that in there. As you can tell, this is all this is so much better than what I have here. And it tells me this is a better choice. Now you got your gems, so you can pick your gems. It'll tell you exactly which gems you need to put into which slots. Options. How you can use this right off the bat. Things about the add-on. Let's close this out. So you may think, okay, well, how am I going to see this use this in the auction house. So let's go to the auction house. Let's browse for a weapon here. So all of these are good weapons. These are all different weapons here. So you see here, the larger box is all the information about the weapon in the auction house. The smaller box is the one that I'm wearing. As you can tell, at the bottom of both boxes, you'll see scores. According to Pawn, this weapon is not better than the one I'm wearing. Same with this one. Now this one says this one is 10% better than the weapon I'm wearing. And this one says that two different scales said this one is 10% better or 9% better than the one I'm wearing. Now let's go about seeing how that came about. In Pawn, you got these values. All these values are based off exactly what you need and what's most important. So in this case, intelligence, spell power, and then haste. Those are my top stats. But if you go through default, you'll notice that mastery is higher than haste. So we have to adjust these. But how do we know how to adjust these? I'm going to show you. So we'll empty all this out. We'll exit the game. Now, open up SimCraft, and you're going to import your character. As you can see here, I already have my character pulled up. You're going to simulate the character, which I've done here. You're going to get the results, which are right here. All of this is your results. This is just SimCrafting. This is going to tell you exactly the best that you can do right now, as you can tell. Now, that's great, but with Ask Mr. Robot, you can get it even better. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to take this number here, which is the normalization, and input this scale here. As you can tell, this number here is different. I'll explain that in a second. This is before I did anything with Ask Mr. Robot. This is just straight simming. So now I'm going to re-enter these scales into the Ask Mr. Robot. So let's go ahead and re-enter these scales. Save them. Hit the big green button. Then you're going to optimize the character, and everything's going to change. It's saying that I need less crit and more haste. So it's telling me to increase my haste by changing my enchants here, changing my weapon enchant. So that's good. So once you've done what Ask Mr. Robot has done, you go do the same thing again. You won't have to change the scales. You just have to go here and optimize the gems and enchants. Once that's done, and there is nothing here that says it needs to be optimized, you're going to go right to this button here, which is called Export to SimCraft. Click that. You'll get this information here. Just copy paste this into SimCraft. You go to SimCraft, go to Simulate, hit the tab. You'll get this new tab. You just remove all this stuff here and you copy paste it in, just like that. Well, you take this information here, put it in like that, you'll get something like this, which I've done right here. And I've already simulated this with the results being here. As you can tell, the scales here have changed. As you can see, this one says spell power isn't as important as this one. This one says that spell power is much more important than this one. And each one of them is going to be different. So once you get this one done, with all your optimization that Ask Mr. Robot has done, you're going to get a pawn string right here. With this pawn string, you would take it, let's close this out, you take this pawn string and you would highlight it, copy it into your game, make sure you got the correct character, enter the world, go to the pawn screen, go to scale, select import, and import it right here. I've already done this earlier, so that's why I have two different ones. What will happen is this will be highlighted and it'll be in other scales, like that. If this happens, what you're going to do is keep it highlighted, come down to show scale and tooltips, click that box, and now you're good. Now you have them both here. You can do this for, if you want to take this one out, you can take that out. If you want this one in there, add that one in there. It's all different on how you want to do it. So let's go ahead and close this. Let's go back to that weapon that we were looking at. And it's these two weapons here. Now, let's look at this. The top one that doesn't have the affliction is the one is the top score. As you can tell, it has a 11770.1, and the affliction one has 11346.6. That makes it better than what I have. But if you notice, the affliction one is only on the other scale. They're both much better than what I have, I should say. Now, if you look here, this one says the same thing. But if we had it earlier, it said that the default one, this one, was only 9%. Now it's, with what we've done, it's saying that this one is just as good as this one by 10%. But it's such a small scale that if you notice, this one is 11770.1 and this one is 11769.0. That's 1.1% scaling points difference. So that means that you can get this down to that close to find out exactly which one is the better weapon. So with that, I hope you guys have a better chance of getting better gear, scoring better, and doing great things. If you have any questions on this add-on, don't be afraid to ask me, or you can even ask the author. He's always open for suggestions and answering questions. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want more videos about the other add-ons that I know how to use, don't be afraid to ask. Even if I don't know how to use them, I'll check them out, see if I can make a video. Thanks for watching.